Okay, well, let's see, I had a bit of coffee and everything, but Mr. Alexander's post about hierarchies in space did get me thinking a little bit how I set up with protocol. Because, yeah, I really did go a very simplistic route, whereas, God Emperor of Dune showcases really how humanity would go through kind of the crucible. And yeah, Star Trek really didn't explain how we all got together and kumbaya and everything. But for me as a reader, or even when I'm viewing shows or writing, like for me, yeah, my personal narrative disbelief or suspension of disbelief, I don't really key in on some of those aspects. For me, it's more about the consistency of however you use, your magic system or some of the world building. As long as some of that world building is pretty consistent, then I have a very deep level of willing suspension of disbelief and narrative disbelief. But depending on the type of reader or type of books you like, things like stuff that's mostly primarily military sci-fi based, yes, more people are going to want to have a more complete look at how humanity would really react X, Y, or Z. But with Alpha Protocol, most of the humans on Earth are just decent people. And if you've noticed, like with my writing, I don't delve too deeply into like psychological junk. I don't go into like too much internal struggles. For the most part, my heroes, know who they are and what they want and how they're going to go about it. Uh, White, for instance, she is making mistakes right now, but she doesn't really have too much of an internal struggle to make that mistake. She thinks she's completely in the right, and what she's going to do will help save Eliza and everybody else some trouble later. But of course, you'll see later on in the book that it's like, oopsie, But I don't make my characters make stupid decisions. Sometimes some of them make decisions based on very little information. And of the two, White was more physically and mentally damaged during that initial attack. When Unity's universe decided to be like, oh, we're going to get eaten now and converted into, ew, my, oh dear, yes. But yeah, depending on the book, most people will want a more concrete level of, how humans would react in a group or in a hierarchy or in a society, that sort of thing. And that's not wrong either. It's just a different flavor. And right now I'm more interested in a simplified kind of societal setup where I don't really have to worry about them like rebelling against a system or something like that. They'll just maneuver through a corrupted system, and the whole point with Apple Protocol is they're going to help basically fix that system to where it will serve its original function, which, following the teachings and kind of like the knowledge of the highest and the weave and things like that. Yes, it is a simple story. Good will cleanse the system and defeat the evil. And that's no bad thing either. Sometimes there's room for simple stories, and sometimes people do want more complex systems. That's just what I'm going about with, for the most part. But yeah, as they're discussing in this thread, divine intervention is the only way you could get most people united. Sadly, yeah, if you take our world, our Earth at face value, yeah, even a certain event in American history only brought everybody together in Congress for like maybe 2 months, I want to say. And they had the kumbaya session, and then it went back to like everybody hates everybody, da 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 da, that sort of thing. And yeah, the only reason why I'm not directly mentioning this event is because YouTube will probably flag it. But you can think of what that event is. One tower there, the other tower there. But yeah, I remember that as when I was younger, when it all went down, and yeah, even all the news stations were doing kumbaya and joining together. But I think that lasted even less time than Congress's whole kumbaya. it would take a ridiculous level, humanity ending event for most people to band together for like a common purpose. But with my setup with Epic Protocol, I'm not following that mandate. I'm just having it to where, yes, most people in my multiverse and also in my main universe are decent people, except for the ones that are mostly, Unity influenced, because it decided to go jaywalking across some of the threads there, and like, ooh, what kind of universe is this? Can I farm it for materials and people? Oh, yes. I mean, honestly, you can also think of Unity kind of as like a virus entity that just keeps going across different lines and be like, I want this. I'm going to convert you to my cause. You don't have a choice in the matter. Again, most of the time, pure evil doesn't give people the choice in the matter. And that's just what I want to depict in my own books. Kind of like a potato. But yeah, I'll link Mr. Alexander's post and also this thread below. What about you guys? How much can you suspend your disbelief on a setting? Is it mostly related to the tech they use? Is it related to how the people react? Are you more on the I want to say realistic side in terms of, like, I guess human social behavior versus more unrealistic? Because that's what I also enjoy about the pulps. It's like, not everybody would react the way you'd think the average human would react, because in a decent amount of pulps, they have more uplifting, aspirational kind of archetypes, which is, again, what I'm keying in on. And I guess to do a little promotion at the end, yes, Star Shatter has plenty of people that fit that bill. So if you're looking for any kind of archetype, it's pretty much in there. Have a good day, everybody.